Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving deep into an invisible war that's happening literally right underneath the homes of Raytown, Missouri. We're going to look at local plumbing data and service strategies to really unpack this hidden crisis. Everything might look totally fine on the surface of your street or even inside your own bathroom, but make no mistake, there is a relentless 24/7 battle happening in the dark, right behind your walls and beneath your foundation.
So, we have to ask, what actually happens when 60-year-old pipes meet extreme Missouri weather? Well, in Raytown, we aren't just talking about a pesky leaky faucet here or there. Oh no. We're talking about materials that were considered absolutely state-of-the-art back in the 1950s and 60s, now violently clashing with modern extreme weather patterns. It's a recipe for disaster.
Section 1. The battlefield, geography, history, and weather. Because, hey, you can't fight an enemy you don't understand, right? And here, the enemy is actually the very earth these homes are built on.
Let's talk about expansive clay soil. This is a huge geographic factor in Raytown. I want you to think of the ground beneath your home as a living, breathing thing. When it rains, this clay soaks it up and swells like a giant sponge. Then, during a dry spell, it shrinks and cracks. This creates a constant slow-motion shifting. And if your home relies on those rigid, aging pipe connections, that relentless movement is eventually going to snap them or pull the joints entirely apart. It's just a matter of time.
And man, it gets so much worse when you factor in Missouri's extreme freeze-thaw cycles. Think about it. Below freezing one day and then bam, spiking to 60 degrees within 48 hours. This rapid temperature swing makes older cast iron and galvanized pipes expand and contract incredibly fast. Over time, these materials are stressed way beyond their design limits until pop, those weak points suddenly rupture. This is exactly why you'll see pipes inside exterior walls or unheated cross spaces just burst with zero warning. All of these conditions create a literal perfect storm for older neighborhoods. Homes near Canogee Park, for example, deal with high water tables from the Blue River watershed. That water is constantly saturating the clay and supercharging pipe corrosion. On top of that, Raytown's municipal water supply is notoriously heavy in minerals. We're talking hard water that builds up scale inside water heaters and completely chokes supply lines. Add in the 1950s and 60s aging infrastructure in subdivisions like Foxwood Springs and Raytown South, and you've basically got a recipe for total infrastructure failure. Moving on to Section 2, the casualties, 4 common pipe failures. Let's look at the 4 most common ways these plumbing systems ultimately wave the white flag.
You see, the environment systematically targets different parts of your plumbing. First up, freeze-thaw cycles cause those burst pipes that can instantly flood an entire room. Meanwhile, galvanized steel pipes, which were super common before 1970, literally rust from the inside out. That drops your water pressure to an absolute trickle and creates hidden wall leaks that lead to nasty mold. Then you've got tree roots crushing sewer lines. And finally, that mineral-heavy water, it destroys water heater elements, tanking their efficiency until the tank eventually rusts straight through and floods your whole mechanical room.
Just picture this for a second. Those massive, beautiful, mature trees outside these older homes, they are literally crushing fragile 60-year-old clay pipes. The roots are relentlessly searching for water and nutrients. They find tiny, microscopic cracks in the clay, force their way in, expand the joints, and then crunch, they crush the pipe completely. The result is a total blockage and severe sewage backing up into basement drains and toilets. Yuck! It is a messy, extremely expensive casualty of this underground war.
All right, Section 3, the defense strategy, professional emergency intervention. When these casualties mount, modern professional plumbers don't just guess. They deploy a highly organized, rapid response to stop the damage and save these aging systems. 60 minutes. That right there is the critical emergency response window guaranteed by local contractors. And why 60 minutes? Because water damage aggressively accelerates with every single passing minute. When a pipe bursts, you do not have hours to wait around for a callback. That's why top-tier dispatch systems are tracking service vehicles across Raytown in real time, making sure a master plumber is on the scene within an hour to stop the flooding dead in its tracks. Let's quickly walk through this precise 3-step rescue mission, which completely replaces guesswork with GPS-tracked arrivals, totally transparent flat-rate pricing, and commercial-grade emergency repairs. First up, immediate dispatch. This gives you a confirmed arrival window, no more of those vague wait times. Second, on-site diagnosis. The plumber explains exactly what went wrong and gives you an upfront, flat-rate price before they even touch a wrench. Finally, the complete repair. It's finished, tested for code compliance, and fully cleaned up. It's a structured protocol specifically designed to remove all the panic and uncertainty during a crisis.
To pull off this rescue mission, plumbers rely on what we can call a modern diagnostic arsenal. We're talking high-tech stuff. Thermal imaging and acoustic sensors to literally see behind drywall and under concrete slabs to find hidden water damage without bringing in a sledgehammer. Add in fiber optic video cameras sent straight into the drain lines to spot root intrusions, plus over 2,000 parts stocked directly on their trucks. This means they can diagnose the actual root cause immediately and fix it that exact same day, rather than just guessing, ordering parts, and leaving you stranded without water.
Which brings us to a really critical choice: applying a temporary patch versus a complete system upgrade. Look, putting a patch on a 60-year-old galvanized pipe is basically just waiting for the next weak spot down the line to burst. But upgrading with modern, flexible materials like PEX piping or highly durable copper, along with high-efficiency tankless water heaters, actually resets the clock on your home's infrastructure. It's the difference between slapping a tiny bandage on a major wound and completely neutralizing the threat once and for all.
Section 4. The Rules of Engagement, Codes, Permits, and Protection. Because navigating this infrastructure war zone safely requires strict adherence to the rules. This isn't just about making water flow. It is fundamentally about public health and the safety of your property.
Now, you might be thinking this is all boring regulatory stuff, but these state statutes and local building codes aren't just annoying red tape. They are the ultimate protection for your property, your health, and your biggest financial investment. The International Plumbing Code mandates crucial things like backflow prevention devices, so contaminated irrigation water doesn't get sucked back into your clean drinking supply. It requires thermal expansion tanks on water heaters to manage dangerous pressure spikes, and highly specific venting setups. Trying to DIY this stuff almost always violates these strict rules and creates massive hidden liabilities.
Relying on licensed master plumbers who actually pull the correct permits ensures that any repairs will hold up during future property sales and won't create dangerous code violations down the line. Trust me, if you try to sell a house with unpermitted, substandard plumbing work, a home inspector is going to flag it instantly, causing you severe headaches. A master plumber license means the technician has actually passed rigorous, state-level examinations on code knowledge and safety. All of this builds into a vital philosophy of trust. When disaster inevitably strikes, usually at like 2 a.m. on a holiday weekend, right? As this perfectly captures, plumbing emergencies happen when they happen, not during convenient business hours. We show up fast, fix it right, and charge exactly what we quote. It's all about 24/7 readiness, total transparency, and doing the job right the very first time. Because as we all know, water damage definitely does not wait for Monday morning. So, understanding this invisible war should make us all stop for a second and ask, do you know what is hiding behind your own drywall right now? Are your pipes quietly corroding from the inside out? Are tree roots inching their way towards your clay sewer lines as we speak? Knowing the battlefield, understanding the casualties, and having a solid defense strategy is the absolute best way to protect your home. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and until next time, stay curious and stay informed.